Right now, your body is storing fat in a place it almost never had to for 290,000 years. Think about this. Belly fat, the way we experience it today, only really showed up in the last 10,000 years. That's a blink of an eye in evolutionary time. Anthropologists studying skeletons from populations across every continent found the same pattern. The moment a group switched from hunting to farming, average height dropped, bone infections appeared, and the diet that had kept the human gut healthy for hundreds of thousands of years started to disappear. In 2012, researchers traveled to Tanzania to study the Hadza, one of the last hunter-gatherer tribes still living the way humans lived before agriculture, before cities, before any of this. They expected to find lean, exhausted people burning enormous amounts of energy every day. A man tracking prey for miles through the bush, climbing trees to raid beehives, carrying heavy loads back to camp. Hold on to that expectation, because the actual result is going to surprise you, and it's not the reason you think. If that idea just gave you chills, do one thing right now. Tap subscribe because this channel exists for people who want the real science behind everyday habits, not the gym membership version. Now stay with me because this is where it gets strange. Herman Pontzer, an evolutionary anthropologist at Duke University, measured the Hadza's actual daily energy burn. Despite tracking prey for miles, climbing trees, carrying heavy loads back to camp, their bodies burned roughly the same total calories as someone sitting at a desk in an office. This is not an exaggeration. Other researchers didn't believe it at first. They ran the numbers again, same result. So movement wasn't the difference, which meant something else entirely was. The Hadza's gut contains hundreds more species of bacteria than the average American's, and researchers have identified over 100 species that have completely disappeared from industrialized populations. Not reduced, gone. Justin Sonnenberg, a microbiome researcher at Stanford, put it bluntly. In the industrialized world, we are literally starving our own microbial cells. Those missing bacteria used to produce compounds that reduced inflammation and helped regulate where the body stored fat. Without them, the gut wall gets slightly more permeable, and the body responds the only way it knows how, storing fat in the abdomen. Remember what I asked you to hold on to earlier? Let's finally talk about it. There's a second piece to this that has nothing to do with food. A sleep study found that people who slept just 6.5 hours a night for 2 weeks accumulated 11% more visceral fat, the deep fat wrapped around your organs, not the kind you can pinch. Because when sleep gets cut short, cortisol stays elevated, and cortisol only knows one instruction for the fat tissue in your abdomen. The Hadza experience stress too, but a specific kind. A threat appears, cortisol spikes, they respond, and then it's over. The body returns to baseline. This is not an exaggeration. Your ancestors never evolved a stress response for the kind that has no resolution, the deadline that resets every Monday, the pressure that never fully lifts. Cortisol has more receptors in your abdomen than almost anywhere else in your body, and it only knows one instruction when it never gets the signal that the threat is over. Store fat here, for an emergency that never actually ends. You're not failing at the gym. You're carrying a stress response your body was never built to run continuously. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are just ancient. Comment below. Did the exercise findings surprise you? Like this video if it changed how you think about your own stress, and subscribe for more of the ancient reasons behind your modern body.